So if you're avoiding the mirror lately, if you're afraid to look at yourself, sister, I see you. I understand. I get you. Hello, my beautiful wig sisters. Welcome back to my channel and episode 2 of Courageous Crown Chronicles. I'm grateful that you're here. I am going to be talking today. The title of this video is The Mirror, the Mindset, and Learning to Love Your Reflection Again. I want to talk today about body image. It's a big deal when losing your hair. Self-acceptance, learning to love who you are despite what you are seeing in the mirror, and rebuilding confidence post hair loss. So these 3 things I can speak very personally to, being a cancer survivor and having gone through chemotherapy and being bald for about 1.5 years. I can share my own truth and hope that something I say might resonate and encourage 1 or 2 of you. I do remember the first time really looking at myself in the mirror. It wasn't even after I shaved my head. 2 days into having my hair shedding, I chose to go to Wigs, which is now my shop. But at the time, I didn't know anything about it and had already bought my wig and knew that they would shave my head once my hair started to fall out. So that was the route I took. I went in there, brought my 2 daughters with me, and shaved my head. They gave me a G.I. Jane. And at that moment, really, it was more of a, wow, that's not so bad. I actually felt like I looked like sort of a badass, and I was ready to do this thing. You know, it was pretty cool. My sister had actually, I had cut my hair real short to kind of prepare for the event. So for a couple weeks, I had this short little cut, and then she put this pink streak in my hair, and it was super cute. So when my head was buzzed, I had all this, my dark hair, and then I had this pink strip going across it too. And it was pretty cool. And I took pictures with my daughters, and it was really a special, intimate time for me. So that wasn't the shock moment, believe it or not. And I do find that that's the case for, I've shaved hundreds of heads since I've been working and owning the shop. So my experience is pretty typical experience for most women when they shave their head. It's wow, that's not so bad. Or we laugh because, wow, I look like my dad, because whoever that bald man is in your life, you realize that you kind of look like them. So for me, it wasn't thinking back, maybe a couple weeks later, because, I had that G.I. Jane. My husband actually wound up doing a mohawk on me because the G.I. Jane, it was still felt a little too long for me. I think we did a 2 guard. And so not having anybody to talk to who had gone through this before me, my husband took the clippers and he shaved my head except for this here without using a guard. And if any of you have done this, you might be able to relate, but I wound up getting horrible, horrible ingrown hairs, and it was very painful. And as the rest of my hair started to fall out, because it'll just look like, I tell my clients, when you wash your hair, it's going to look like little ants in your bathtub. And that's exactly what it did look like. But so as that started to happen though, and the head started to get patchy and I had these bumps on my head, I remember one time after a shower, really drying my head off and looking at myself and wondering, who it was really looking back at me. I mean, at the time, I wasn't putting it into those words, but I was just staring at myself and rubbing my head, and my head was so painful and tender, and I felt so ugly. I felt really, really ugly. So I was embarrassed to even go around my house without anything on my head. I didn't wear my wig at home. And at this point, I don't think I had even worn my wig at all, because I hadn't really gone anywhere yet to where I needed to wear my wig. I had a few little turbans. But I did not go around my house without even a head wrap on, because I was embarrassed and super insecure and felt super ugly. But how and when did that change for me? So for me, I will say I was very, very fortunate that I have a husband who was extremely, extremely supportive and always would tell me that I was beautiful, even without saying the words. Just the way my husband treated me, especially during that time, I really had no reason to feel insecure with him. You know, at this point for me, I had done all my surgeries before I started chemo. So not only was I struggling with now my body image, I had a double mastectomy with a tram flap reconstruction. So my recovery was very unique compared to most mastectomy surgeries, post-op recovery. So, you know, I had that's a whole nother vlog. Issues that I had with the situation with my reconstruction. But my husband has always, through his actions and through his words, always given me every reason to feel beautiful and feel secure with him. And I will always forever be so grateful for him for that. So it was me. It was my own psyche that I had to work on. So for me, my wigs really did become fun for me. And I went back into the wig shop. At this point, I had one wig. My very first wig when I went into the shop was exactly like that short little cute haircut that my sister had given me. And it looked almost identical to my own hair. So, of course, for me, it was obvious I had a wig on, but to others, even those who knew me, I remember one time in church, a gal had said to me, "Wow, I can't believe you didn't lose your hair." And little did she know I was completely bald underneath. So that was affirmation too, that I still could look like me. So that really helped. But having that wig and wearing that at first and getting the feedback from my friends and my family of how good it looked, you know, it started to build my confidence back up, that I could go out in the world on the days that I felt good and feel like me, feel like a human and not like a cancer patient. So I wound up with probably between a couple wigs that were given to me from a friend, and I had purchased the one original wig, and then it was so cool because my daughter at the time was going to Paul Mitchell Hair Academy to become a cosmetologist. And it was during Christmas time, and it's a long story. It's a very sweet story, and maybe I'll share it sometime. But the long and short of it is the dean there wound up giving her a gift certificate to give to me. And little did he know that he had gone to Wigs Are You first to check out, because she didn't know where to send him to do this. And he had gone there and he had told the owner at the time, okay, I'll be back. I'm going to go look at a couple other shops. And she says, oh, yes, you'll be back, because she knew the other places that he'd be going, that he would find his way back to Wigs Are You, and which he did. So he wound up buying a gift certificate for about $700, I think. So I wound up getting like 3 more wigs and a whole bunch of cute turbans. And so I was set. I really was set. And I wound up embracing the wigs and how much fun I could have with them. And my personality is I get very bored with my hair. So even with my bio hair, I would always cut it and color it. I'd have purple hair, and then I'd have my sister, who's my stylist. She would put blonde in it and cut it a different style. I was always wanting to change things up. So for me, wigs were a great way to express my personality, and I embraced that and had fun with it. And I found that my community of friends, the girls I did Bible study with, my friends that I've had forever, everybody in my love circle was so encouraging and so supportive that I found myself, loving the wigs and feeling even better in my wigs than I did with my own bio hair. And this is still the same story for me today, which is why I still continue to wear wigs, because the wigs give me a pep in my step. I feel like it takes years off of my age, and that I look 10 pounds lighter when I have a good wig on. And that's what I always tell my clients. A good wig should take 10 years off and 10 pounds if you need it. And I totally find that to be true even till this day. So going through that season of not having hair, I had that moment of identity crisis in that mirror, feeling horrible, feeling ugly, but was able to almost like rebrand myself in a way that I was in a battle for survival. And I looked at myself like I was a warrior, badass fighter, and I had the strength and the community of friends, those people in my love circle that were there to help me through it. And I loved on the days that I felt good, then I would meet up for coffee, or I felt good enough to go to Bible study that week, that I would throw my wig on and I would feel so beautiful, and I'd put some makeup on and I would go out there, and I would just get such encouragement and love and support from these people. And then, being at home, I would wear my cute little turbans and my wraps, and I would feel really cute. And one thing I will say that really worked well for me, even on the days I felt crappy, I would put a little color on my cheeks, maybe a little lip gloss or something, but I always did something to just make me look like I was awake. So I know not all of you watching this are going through chemotherapy. Some of you have been given an alopecia diagnosis, or you're dealing with male pattern baldness, or it's the hormones. I mean, there's so many reasons why us ladies suffer from hair loss. And for me, going through chemo and then that throwing me into menopause, what that's done to my own bio hair, that's why I keep it so short. I really don't do anything to it. I wear my toppers or my wigs because the hair texture just is not at all what it ever used to be. And there was a time when that would have really frustrated me, because I would spend so much time trying to do my hair and make it look pretty, and then 10 minutes after, it's flat and isn't holding its curl. And my own hair texture is very frizzy and it's fine. And I don't have a love relationship with my hair. I'm definitely grateful to have a head of hair. Don't get me wrong. I am not complaining and making it a negative thing, because I am grateful to have the hair that I have. But I do feel more confident and more vibrant and more ready to take on the day when I have my crown on. And I know that so many of you can relate to that. So I will say one other thing too that was a huge factor for me that day, that I was looking in the mirror and just feeling so broken and not understanding who that was looking back at me. But I do remember having a moment with the Lord and just saying, why? Why me? And I will explain. I want you to know that I was not like, why me, boo-hoo, why me? I'm such a good person, I don't deserve this. It was, why me, as in, there's got to be some purpose in this. I can't be going through this and being ravaged by this poison in me and having my breasts cut off and my body mutilated. And there's got to be a bigger purpose in all of this. And I was seeking the Lord in that, in why me? How are you going to use me? And I made a resolution in that moment with the Lord that this would not be in vain, that whatever he had in store for me because of this, that I was down for that. And that maybe I'll read an entry in my journal at some point, but I did journal that in that conversation, that in my spirit, I just knew that there was a bigger purpose, that even if it was going to be one person that my journey could touch, and one person's life, and help and encourage and give hope to just one woman, that it would be worth it, because I knew that the Lord would bring that person and that it would be a divine appointment. So that in that moment, I knew that the hair part of it would take care of itself, because there was something bigger at play. So if you are a spiritual person, if you have a relationship with Jesus, whatever it is that gives you your identity. For me, it's who I am in Christ and what he has for me. So I had to look at the bigger picture in that and realize that, for one, it's not vanity, because I struggled with that too. Like, wow, I didn't know I was this vain. I thought I was being really conceited, that I was so broken over not having hair and my eyebrows disappearing, and my eyelashes all had big gaps in them. I mean, I wasn't me. My skin was all rashed up. I had bumps on my head. It was horrible. And I was kind of ashamed of myself that I was so vain. And in that same thought, though, was followed up with, it's not vanity. Our hair is our crowning glory. And for women, it's our identity. It's our expression of ourselves. It's our artistic flair coming through for so many of us. It is our expression and our beauty and our personality. It's a part of us. It's our identity. And so it's so much more than just, oh, I'm having a great hair day. It's a real thing. When we have a crappy hair day, it can really bring our personality or our spirits down. And a great hair day can give you a pep in your step. And it's not about vanity. It's about confidence. And so I shooed that away, those thoughts of me being vain, and really did accept the fact that it's not vanity. It's my confidence. It's my crown, and it's my expression of myself. And I was able to do that with wigs and do it even so much better because the variety of wigs, I wound up with like 5 different wigs. And from one day to the next, nobody knew what wig I might have on. So that was fun for me. I had to start seeing myself with new eyes. And I hope a little bit of what I've shared here with you can help you to see yourself through new eyes as well. That you are so much more than your hair. Your hair is an expression of yourself, and it can enhance the beauty and the magnificence that is already there within you. The strength that you have, your hair can just be an extension of that, an expression of that. I had to start seeing myself with new eyes. And I hope a little bit of what I've shared here with you can help you to see yourself through new eyes as well. That you are so much more than your hair. Your hair is an expression of yourself, and it can enhance the beauty and the magnificence that is already there within you. The strength that you have, your hair can just be an extension of that, an expression of that. In closing, I just want to say that regardless of who you see reflecting back at you in that mirror, that you are still her. You are still that woman who loves big, who laughs loud, who lives large. You can be that person. You have not lost her. She is still there, and she is stronger, and she is better, and you're just more powerful and impactful than you know. We don't give ourselves enough credit sometimes as women, but I want you to tell yourself that today, that you are stronger, you're powerful, and you're bigger than you know. Your imprint that you're going to make on this world, it's a good one. You know, so many times we think it's got to be this big, grandiose thing that, you know, this legacy that we're going to leave. But, you know, my mindset was one person. If it's just one person, that's a legacy. So you let your light shine, even on those days when you're not sure about what's going on, hair or no hair. You are beautiful. You are strong. You're magnificent. And we can get through this together. Let's be here for one another and lift each other up. Thanks for joining me. Please like and subscribe. I hope this encouraged somebody. Give me some feedback, some comments, and please like and subscribe if you want to continue to get these videos. I would love to keep doing them for you. I have a lot to say, and hopefully a lot of encouragement, some wisdoms, just from what I've been through and where God has brought me today. So love you guys. You take care, and let me know what you think and what you would like to share. I'd love to read it. Okay, bye.